You sort of touched upon it there with what you ate on the day. Can
Yeah.
you kind of give us a rough schedule of what you did from waking up in the morning right through to kind of taking your seat in the boat? What did you guys get up to?
So, I mean, the race, it's never the same time, or seldom the same time again and again. It's based around the tide. They try and pick a weekend day with a tide middle late afternoon, so sort of 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. That's roughly when the boat race likes to start, which means you're getting out of bed at a sort of very normal, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. That's fine. You'll be going down to the river in the morning after breakfast to do a little sort of gentle warm-up paddle. You'll be out there for half an hour, 40 minutes, not too much, not doing too much fast-paced stuff. It's just to go through the motions. Then come back and rest up, probably have something else to eat during the middle of the day. Then you're going down to the river again, probably 2 hours before the race time, something like that. And then sitting in the boathouse, get changed into your race kit, go down and toss the coin, work out which station you've got. Then you'll have a chat about the tactics of the race. I mean, you'll have talked a lot in the week running up to the race about what you want to happen. The last chance to have a chat maybe an hour before. Then you're out onto the Thames somewhere between 35 and 40 minutes before the race, out to warm up, do little laps up and down behind the start, and then you're getting attached onto the start installation. I mean, there's a boat being moored into the river for you to attach to, so you're absolutely level. That's 5 minutes before the race, and then you're off. So it goes quite quickly.
So do you think the competitors this year, will they approach it any differently, or would you imagine that they would have quite a similar build-up to you had?
I think it's up to each individual and certainly a crew to design what they're comfortable with, to make the best of their routine, to work out what works best for them. But broadly, the big pieces of any rowing race are pretty much the same. The thing about the food and the resting, and there isn't a big advantage you're suddenly going to find by we're suddenly going to go to sleep an hour before the race, or we're going to play, I don't know, computer games for 2 hours. There isn't something dramatically different, which has been true, for 100 years of rowing. I guess it's the same habits.
Mm-hmm. We can see from your fleece that you're a dark blue.
I am, yes.
Competed for Oxford.
I did.
Can you put into words how deep the rivalry goes between the two squads?
Well, it's funny because at the time it feels very deep, and then actually as time goes on, it's now more important for me to see a good boat race than it is Oxford to win. Of course, I want the perfect combination is a great race and Oxford just nick it. That as a dark blue for me is a sort of perfect thing to celebrate. But what I want is the event to do well. I want the event to be just as important as it was 20 years ago, 50 years ago, 100 and however many we've got to now, 70, 80 odd. I want it to stay relevant, I want it to be good quality, I want the competitors to really feel like it's worth putting in 6 months of training for it.
So what did it mean to you on a personal level to represent Oxford 3 times?
As a student oarsman, it was everything. But even during my university time, I was becoming or training myself to be more than just a student oarsman. I was an international when I went to Oxford. I was a world champion during my time at Oxford, and I was Olympic champion by the time I finished. So it's not easy for me to say that it was the be-all and end-all. It was the be-all and end-all for me for that 6 months, and when we did it, it was absolutely the most important. But I also knew if I had a World Championships coming up that summer, if I was going to row with Steve Redgrave in the Olympics, that was going to be more important. But that's not to say the two can't coexist, and we see that even to this current day. There are guys who rowed in London 2012 and won medals, and that was them, and this is now.